Hey y'all, welcome back for another hunting ammo ballistics gel test, but today it's not a hunting ammo. This ammo's been a bit of a sleeper in my tests thus far. We've got Winchester USA Ready, the 168 grain open tip load in 308 Winchester. And here's my test rifle, a Ruger American Gen 1. Yes, I did the custom paint job myself. It's got a 22-inch barrel, and I did have it threaded for a suppressor. And of course, I've got one of my handmade leather cartridge cuffs on here. I've got 308 stamped on the front, and a whitetail buck on the back. Check out my website, shopmasonleather.com. I'd love to make you one. I'll be taking 3 shots into ballistics gel from 100 yards. So let's shoot it. And we are down here at the blocks after shooting that Winchester USA Ready 168 grain open tip stuff out of the 308. And as you can see, we captured all 3 bullets. I had to fire 4. One of them zipped out the side of the block there. But we got 3 to look at. Incredibly consistent penetration. And I've really been looking forward to testing this load because the 223 and 300 blackout versions of this load, the USA Ready open tip, have performed very interestingly, just like this, where they kind of act a little bit like a hunting bullet. Not necessarily something I'd want to hunt deer with, but varmints maybe, smaller game, medium-sized pests, definitely an option. But let's go ahead and take a look at penetration. So we've got 2 right at the 20-inch mark, and 1, we're going to give that one 20.5 inches. And it looks like we have some really nice expansion there. If the footage is a little bit grainy, it's really dark out. We got storm clouds overhead. It's raining a little bit, so I've had to adjust the camera settings. Coming on over to the first block, we've got some real nasty wound tracks in here. These things open up quick. By about the ½ inch mark, they're opening up. By 1 inch, they're definitely opened up. And then they create a big nasty wound track all the way back, really to about the 1 foot mark. I mean, these things are some heavy hitters. And you can see just that wide spiral right there. It's not a narrow wound track. It's a good size, nice wide wound track with these 168 grain open tip bullets. So let's go ahead and pull these things out and take a look. All right, y'all, we've got the bullets out of the blocks. That 168 grain open tip stuff from the Winchester USA Ready ammo. This stuff performed really interestingly, just like the 223 version, just like the 300 blackout version. Go watch those videos on my channel if you haven't. This is some interesting ammo. Let's hit the metrics and talk about it. Weight retention, 110, 113, 117 grains for an average of 113 grains retained weight. That's 67% weight retention. Now for a hunting bullet, I wouldn't necessarily say that's that great. This isn't a hunting bullet though. This is, open tip, match type bullet, just blasting type bullet. Not necessarily designed or meant for hunting or anything like that. Mostly I test hunting ammo on this channel. But for this kind of a bullet to hold together this well, I think that's pretty cool. And I think in a pinch, you could definitely use this stuff as a hunting load. So for what this stuff is, I'm really happy with 67% weight retention. And onto expansion, we saw 0.57, 0.61, and 0.62 inches. For an average of 0.6 inches expanded diameter, that's 1.9x expansion. Pretty darn good for something that's really not designed as a hunting bullet. And just look at how uniform and concentric the expansion on these bullets were. All 3 of them are nearly identical. They expanded very evenly, very concentrically, so they're going to punch a nasty hole through whatever they're going to go through. There's no crazy jagged shards off to one side or the other, sort of skewing the expansion number. Very uniform. On to velocity. Our high was 2680, our low was 2617 for an average of 2644 versus the factory build velocity of 2,680 feet per second, coincidentally tied with the high velocity that we got, just a coincidence. So on average, we did come in 36 feet per second under factory build velocity. We're using a 22-inch barrel. We all know the factory uses 24-inch barrels, sometimes magical 24-inch barrels, depending on what we're talking about. With 2 more inches of barrel, I have no doubt we'd chew up that 36 feet per second pretty easily. Very, very pleased with the velocity of this ammo. I don't think we're getting shortchanged here. And our estimated velocity at impact down there at 100 yards would be about 2,459 feet per second. On to penetration, and again, not a hunting ammo, but we saw incredibly uniform penetration that went to the depth I like to see out of hunting ammo, 20 inches, 20 inches, and 20.5 inches for an average of about 20 inches of penetration. Excellent performance for what this stuff is. Again, in a pinch, or maybe even not in a pinch as a primary option, it's looking like halfway decent hunting ammo. Especially if you're hunting something on, the medium to smaller side of medium game. I don't think your average white-tailed deer is going to walk away from this. And kinetic energy wise, with a 168 grain bullet going on average 2,644 feet per second, we're looking at 2,607 foot-pounds at the muzzle and about 2,255 foot-pounds down there at 100 yards. All right, y'all, it's time for my final thoughts on that Winchester USA Ready 168 grain open tip load out of the 308. I've been really excited to test this ammo because of how the 223 version and 300 blackout versions both did. They performed really interestingly on the ballistics gel at least, and so did this 308 version, acting like a hunting load. The bullets didn't just completely disintegrate, even though they're an open tip sort of match type bullet. They didn't blow apart. They all expanded really well, and I'm talking about all three of those calibers now too, not just 308, but all of them expanded really well. The majority of the bullet weight is still there. Most of the mass of the bullet is still there, and the penetration is great for what it is. I think this might be a good kind of like just ranch rifle ammo. If you've got an AR-10 or a little short barreled 308 bolt action or something that you're riding around on your side-by-side or four-wheeler or something with, just doing work around the property, this might be a great ammo to have loaded up in there, because I think if you have to shoot something with it, it'll do a decent job. So, I mean, if you've used this ammo on game or anything else, let me and everyone else know in the comments how it did for you. And here's the back of your box for your Winchester USA Ready 308 ammo. Quite a bit of promo info on here. I do like the Winchester ammo boxes. They put some cool information on there. They look neat. Anyway, up top, it just talks about the line here, the USA Ready line. Feel free to stop, pause, and read that if you would like. Talks about the bullet a little bit. Open tip range bullet, sleek target bullet, ideal for range training, great accuracy, etc. Match grade primer, for whatever that's worth. Lot controlled apparently, and it gives you a link there at winchester.com/USA Ready info. Apparently you can look up info on the specific lot that your box of ammo was in. I haven't done that myself, but you could if you wanted to. And then down at the bottom, we have our velocity, or our ballistics chart, rather. We got velocity, trajectory, and energy. And look at that. They give us the G1 ballistic coefficient. I know a lot of you target shooting guys would like to know that, at 0.327. And again, we came in under that factory velocity, 2680, not too far under, and our high velocity actually matched that, 2680, coincidentally enough. Anyway, Winchester put some good info on the box, if nothing else. There you go. And make sure you check out my website, shopmasonleather.com. Everything is handmade by me just for you. Cartridge cuffs, slings, even coffee mugs showing off all your favorite hunting cartridges. Perfect for deer camp. And I bet if you head over right now, there's a great deal waiting for you. I look forward to serving you through my leatherwork. The link is in the pinned comment, or just type shopmasonleather.com into your web browser. And if you want early access to all my videos, become a channel member. The link to join is in the pinned comment. And click one of these cards for more hunting ammo ballistics gel tests.